Taxpayers could soon be on the hook for another bailout. Union pension plans, they're going bust, and our next guest says you could wind up picking up the tab. Dan Mitchell, senior fellow at the Cato Institute, joins me now with details. Dan, great to have you back here. Good to see you. So, as I understand it, 10% of these multi-employer plans, these are pension plans for unions, of the 1,500 total, 10% will run out of money in the near term, in the next few years. How big is this? How does it get fixed? Are taxpayers on the hook?
We already have a government department, the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation, that exists to bail out and take over these underfunded and bankrupt pension plans, almost all of which are associated with unionized plans. And according to the numbers on the PBGC website, the unfunded liability is tens of billions of dollars. So where is that going to come from? Taxpayers, unfortunately, probably do have their necks on the chopping block.
Yeah, but Dan, just a slight tweak to what you said there. My understanding is that these specific plans, this flavor of plan is not supposed to be bankrolled by PBGC, is not supposed to be bankrolled by taxpayers, and yet I certainly expect the queries, the requests, the demands for money to start piling up. Do you?
Well, you have the single employer plans, you have the multi-employer plans, PBGC is involved with some, but the key thing to understand is that any defined benefit system, which means that some employer at some point promises we're going to give you X automatically, when there's really not the amount of savings, the funding, as they call it, to back it up, means that somebody's going to be left holding the bag. And whether it's PBGC, which of course ultimately means taxpayers and the healthy pension plans that are paying the premiums to there, whether it means just a general taxpayer bailout. And let's not forget, we're not even counting all the state and local government employee defined benefit plans, not to mention the biggie, Social Security, which is a defined benefit plan that's trillions of dollars in the red in the long run.
Exactly right, Dan. And we keep saying PBGC. What we mean is a Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation, and we fund it. I want to mention this one specific plan that was really described in detail in Sunday's New York Times. It's called the Teamsters Central States Plan. It has 400,000 members. They take in about $700 million every year, but they pay out $2.8 billion. $2.8 billion. They are nowhere near where they need to be to make the payments that they've promised to Americans all over the country. And the irony of this particular fund is that in the 60s and 70s, it was a virtual bank for organized crime. So, you know, these plans don't necessarily have the best reputation, and certainly now their reputation suffering even more as they can't make the payments that they've promised. What is the solution for this kind of thing?
Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot we can do about the fact that we're already in a deep hole. So somebody's going to get hurt. It's probably to some degree going to be the people who thought, the workers who thought they could rely on these plans. But as we've already talked about, taxpayers might get hit. And there's a lot of cross-redistribution, so healthy pension plans are probably going to subsidize the unhealthy ones. But here's the good news. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm just a bearer of bad news. The good news is that the market has largely dealt with this because over time, a big shift to defined contribution plans. What are those?
401ks.
IRAs, 401ks. You put money in an account, it's yours, it's your private property. There's not some pension plan someplace that might be misinvesting it or corruption like with organized crime in the unions. And so I think IRAs and 401ks, some people on the left don't like them because they turn workers into capitalists, but I think they're much, much safer because the only people that are going to take it away might be government taxing it at some point in the future, but that's a whole separate problem.
That is my fear. Well, it's true there's been a change, but in reality, 10 million Americans rely on this specific multi-employer pension plan for their retirement. And I'm saying tonight, Dan Mitchell, that I bet you my last bottom dollar that taxpayers are going to be asked to help, even though right now they are legally not on the hook for this. Thanks for coming on the show tonight, Dan. Good to see you.
Thank you.